We got a beautiful sunny day here. It's it's like a 4 p.m. I think almost, and yeah, as you know, the situation here in Italy is quite tough. We are experiencing normally we were supposed to open the lockdown on the 3rd of April, but we are gonna extend it until the 15th at least. Recent news, they say that we are performing quite okay with the curve. We are starting to contain it a little bit, and so therefore we are seeing the perspective as saying that around about the 4th of May we should be able to reopen the Italy, which comes at a good time because the 4th of May is my birthday, so it's going to be quite a party.
Happy birthday. So can you share more experience? How have you been like with everything when it was started and it going so fast? Like,
listen, here in Milan and in the north, especially in the north of Italy, Milan is part of the region of Lombardy, and which is the region together with Veneto that has been mostly hit by the virus. And it went fast. It went not very fast from the reaction in terms of organization from the government level, but this is something that we see in all European countries and USA. That's the same path. First is surprise, then acknowledgement, then reaction, and then protection. But let's say that so far right now we are probably at the peak right now, and so we see that the consequences, as you know very well, you've been talking with Luning about it. The consequences are going to be are already very hard in terms of the economy. Not talking about the death toll, which is the most important thing, of course, that is horrible. But if we have to look forward, we see that the impact economically wise is going to be massive. Very important, yeah.
It's a shame I can't go with you to the Salone this year. So
yeah, the Salone del Mobile, so the furniture fair tried, there was a good organization between the city of Milan and the region of Lombardy and the organization of the Salone and the fair. They tried to postpone it to June and keep it alive, but it is clear that nothing in the world will allow for the next 6 months major resemblements like trade fairs. And we see, very well right now that the Olympic Games have been postponed. So this is a critical, massive, and I'm very sorry for the Japanese friends. This is a massive blow for their economy. Every trade fair in Europe has been cancelled. So we know very well that talking about the fashion environment, all the fashion weeks of June, they have been cancelled. So it is a tough situation because this crisis hits at every level of consumption. So from the business level to retail to purchase to the real life of the people, because they basically, many people, they lost a job or they are suspended, they are not earning money. So there will be a lot of support that the government they have to provide.
And how have you adapted to the situation? Can you share a little bit more on your experience there?
Well, listen, I think considering the time that we have, I can tell you that I see what I can tell you for the foreseeable future. I think that is very interesting. I was reflecting the other day that there is a certain amount of parallel between the technological advancement that is bringing great breakthroughs for our lives and therefore the creative environment that can work around that. And if you think about, for example, there are some dates, like in the 79, there was the oil crisis, and they brought, in those years, IBM came out with a computer. What we're using every day was in 79, around about there. In 89, you had the Wall Street crash that brought the financial crisis in all the world, and in those years it came out internet. 10 years after, internet evolved to the 2.0, and we had the evolution of retail with Amazon. In 2008, in 2008, we had the subprime crisis, and with that, at the end of 2007, Apple came out with the phone, the iPhone. And so from digital experience, the internet, computers, we moved to the mobile environment. And that was a breakthrough. And this is what, for example, in Asia is very strong, worldwide is very strong. But in Asia, we see how mobile phones and some mobile activity is shaping the social life of everybody and is providing new business opportunities. And so what we are seeing right now is a big crisis. I have the feeling that we are on the verge of a massive technological advancement, and we're talking about AR and VR. And of course, AR and VR, they're already existing. So they are already beautiful systems. The last Apple phones, iPhones, and others, they are implementing chips only for the augmented reality. But what we can say is that the new calculation power, the infrastructure, so the 5G, everything is there to make the big breakthrough in augmented reality and virtual reality. And imagine the thing is that in the moment that, if I can speak, for example, for the fashion industry in the last 5 to 10 years, they have been trying to create this omni-channel dream, where there is the merge between the physical experience of the retail and the digital experience, so to provide a flawless experience for the customers in those environments. But imagine the day that augmented reality will be real, and so there will be the technology like wearables that, you know, Google tried with the Google glasses. But the day that the technology will be right, that we're going to have this
private number.
And basically, we are going to have the chance to interact in our space with the digital environment, and it's going to be a massive breakthrough. In the only moment that we are going to have that right wearable, the right technology, everything is already there. The culture is ready to adopt it, especially the Asian culture is probably the most advanced and ready to adopt this behavior. And you guys, especially in China, but in the Asian world, the advancement of the experience of a purchasing experience and the e-commerce mix with influencer activity and distribution is so well done that everything is set up for that. So I think that in 1 year, so basically I'm expecting that you know, the entertainment, video gaming, they will bring new technologies with, for example, the PlayStation 5 in, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, there will be the new one, and there will be new computational power, there will be new technology, and the AR will be so right at the moment that there will be the explosion. And so I think that the creative environment can profit of that, and it will completely adapt. You know, Luning before was talking about something interesting about, you guys care about the role of art, how the art can adapt to this new situation. And I think it's very interesting because you remember when internet was born in the 90s, basically, we had that situation where we saw the first artists that they tried to experiment on the internet and do digital art. And you went on some internet site and you start to see crazy things happening on those sites, and it was a mix between programming and creativity. And I think that this is way that the new AR and VR is going to explode, because you don't need anymore to have a physical art piece. We saw that every day, like
artists like Bill Viola or others that are experimenting the new boundaries of video art. And it's not about anymore about the sketch, the construction, the paint. It's about how do they express themselves. And so when you have this new technology available, we're going to see an explosion also in the environment. So I think we have to be ready for tuning our creativity and express it in a way that will be much more fusing the off-world and the on-world.
Wow, that's very, very heavy. So you're basically saying that creative people are making better changes through technology, and we're transforming from, I'm just rephrasing it, from more like, offline to actually the virtual world, AR, VR, to, in a probably a more seamless, more effective experience. And then from your experience, can you share a bit about your background to everyone of what you do and how you?
So basically, long ago, I started in an advertising agency and a communication agency in Milan, and my environment was PR events, fashion shows, and stuff like that. And I started to learn a little bit more about marketing, entering in big fashion companies. They gave me the opportunity to have an international background, working in different countries and leading marketing departments around the world. And I played in several industries, from fashion to cosmetic. And it's been, and then we met each other in one of my entrepreneurial experiences when we were in Paris with a Parisian agency, and that was a beautiful moment. And right now as well, I'm experiencing consulting period where I'm working together with two agencies. One is Gallerist here in Milan, and one is Reflex, which is an international network. So my part is more, the part that I always loved is of course creativity, because I used to work with creative agencies and companies all over the world all my time. But more than being a creative myself, I explored the creative management and the creative approach and the problem solving that is always necessary to make a company advance and try to work on innovation aspect. And so right now we're consulting several companies from fashion to cosmetic, and we see that this period necessarily, it is a very tough period, because the companies first, they are experiencing a stop in consumption. So there is so the market, the retail market is on hold. And so we cannot, of course, expect brands that are not getting income to spend on the other side. So this is where, in the critical moments, this is where the creativity plays a massive role, because creativity can see where the future is going and try to make it happening and make it more real.
But basically you're saying that we're scraping out like the rest of what we know and then actually going to the new way right now, and it's going to affect the industry, the whole.
Yeah, definitely. Because it is such a crisis that it is completely impacting at levels that are not experimented. For example, on the crisis of the 2008. So in 2008, it was just a financial crisis. There was attaching the savings of the people. Right now, they're making the people a little bit less rich, but the companies were not basically touched. Right now is the full chain that is broken. And so people are staying home and not gaining money. Companies are not selling, stores are shut down. And this will impact the manufacturing level. So the manufacturing level, if we talk about fashion, it goes to Asia. It goes to those countries that they have the highest power in manufacturing. That basically they are not manufacturing more. They are stopping their sourcing, and so a cycle also of bringing upwards certain countries that they were struggling with trade union and the basic support for the workers that were doing the clothes that we are wearing. They will go back probably by 5 or 10 years, because right now they will go all on the streets, because I see companies here in Italy that they are stopping their orders, and all the products that have been manufactured for the next season in fashion, orders have been cancelled, because it's not that companies are evil, but at the same time, stores are cancelling the orders of the fall winter 20. So you see there is a long cycle, because that is impacting everything. So what we have to do, you were saying we have to wipe out everything. I don't think we have to wipe out. We have to make sure that we understand what is about to happen, and we understand that we are like you and me right now, and the people that are following, we have the chance to be connected thanks to the digital and the technology. When tomorrow, let's say in 1 year time, 5G will be really the basic technology everywhere. There will be the platform for everybody to improve the technology on top of that, so to work on the hardware. And this will open a massive amount of opportunity for everybody to do business, at the same time to reinterpret the reality and how the social environment is today. And so I think that we have to know what are our skills. We have to know what are we good at, but at the same time, we have to always learn something more, something new, and be incredibly open-minded, because this period of crisis, they require you to adopt some change management and be flexible, and not to be stuck in what you're doing and think that this is it, because now the paradigm is shifting and we are moving to a new future.
That's awesome. Like seeing like very innovative energy, and like, you know, you're moving positively. I thought like, you know, we didn't have like a face-to-face conversation. I thought like you're at home, had nothing to do, but now I think your mind is already running somewhere, right?
Let's see. I don't think we have to be. I think that this situation is going to bring a lot of people down, but at the same time, it will close also a huge amount of companies. So if I look at the economical backbone of Italy, we are a country that, for example, we are based on manufacturing, qualitative manufacturing, which means that we have a huge amount of small and medium-sized companies, manufacturing companies, and these are the ones that are going to be hit heavily, because they don't have big cash availabilities behind the backs, and they rely on the flow of season by season purchase and selling. And so if this chain is disrupted, there will be a lot of companies that will close down, which is a massive shame. And I'm sorry for all the people that will go bankrupt because of that. But at the same time, it will be for everybody an opportunity to rethink. This is not the status quo. The way that we are working right now, the way we're communicating, is not that it was like that 50 years ago. It's brand new. So therefore, in the next 50 years, we have to reinvent a new planet. This is constant.
And last question, I would like your personal, like, how has this affected you personally? And like, you know, has it changed your behavior in some sort before? And you know.
Oh, I got a very clean house.
Yeah.
I got all the closets are perfectly arranged, and there is nothing broken in the house. No. Apart from it's a joke.
Yeah.
It is a joke, but at the same time, it is what really is happening. This is giving the opportunity to everybody to rethink and realign and restart brand new. So it is interesting for this reason, because you get time. Well, for example, I'm single, and therefore in this lockdown I'm all by myself, and so there is a lot of time for me to think about what is going to be the future, what is going to be my actual present, but how can I contribute and what can I really give to the new phase. And so therefore it is thrilling, it is exciting, it is horrible when you open the newspaper and you read about what's going on, because you really have to suffer for the loss of the people and the horrible stories. At the same time, I think the responsibility that we all have is to prepare for the new tomorrow. So just be ready and be active and be positive, because this is our responsibility. We are good, we are in health, and so there is no crime. This war has been fought by a virus that was trying to get on your lungs, and if it didn't, then you are one of the soldiers that they have to rebuild a new future. So this is what we are.
Amazing, Matteo. Thank you so much.
Rom, how are you? How are you?
How am I here? We're having a lockdown in Bangkok, and I think everyone is having a more quality time at home. That's the sense I'm feeling. But also some sense of panicking, but with this overwhelming, I think that's why we're reconnecting with, people, and I think like we need each other's support through all this. And yeah, we're doing well here. We hope like you and Italy and everyone there is gonna stay safe, and it's not gonna get much worse. The country, the town is gonna open in May, and everything is gonna be happening the same way. No, the new, more innovative, different, cleaner way there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So keep in touch.
Thank you very much
I hope we talk like in the coming week again. I'll get in touch.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.